From your newest news, this is Weekends on 2 with the Hurricane Kid, Nick Lully, and Oliver Weigel, anchor. Broadcasting live from the Holiday Harbor Studios, Weekends on 2 starts right now. Now, from 2 Live News, this is breaking news on developing Tropical Storm Fay. Here now is Vinny Lully.
Welcome everyone to Weekends on 2, Tracking the Tropics. I'm Vinny Lully standing in for Oliver Weigel. We're dedicating this weekend's show to Tropical Storm Fay as we feel that this actually is going to affect the First Coast. Now joining us on Weekends on 2 co-hosts and our exclusive Hurricane Kid, Nick Lully. Nick, what do you have for us?
Well, Vinny, it's a very difficult situation. Now, I'm holding right now here the latest advisory from the National Hurricane Center at 2 p.m. from today. And they say the center of Fay is moving westward between Haiti and Cuba. And Haiti is part of the island of Hispaniola, which also includes the Dominican Republic, Vinny. And we are now expecting it to continue to strengthen. It did strengthen briefly yesterday when we saw it come into a tropical storm. But now we are actually expecting it to become a hurricane maybe before it hits Cuba and then back into the Gulf of Mexico. It could become a hurricane. It is heading in the general direction of Florida, Vinny, and we just want to let you know and give you an update on those watches and warnings. The Bahamas are under a tropical storm warning. The Turks and Caicos are, and the Bahamas are under a watch. Parts of Cuba are under a hurricane watch right now. As we said, we are expecting it to become a hurricane. And Vinny, what do you think is the bottom line for Florida? What do you think? What do you think we need to be preparing for, and what is the bottom line?
Well, Nick, a lot of the models out there have, and it just really bothers me with the cone that they make nowadays, because there's no real forecasting going on out there, with the exception of 2 Live News.
And we're showing that cone right now on part of our IMAP software.
Yeah, the cone, they've got the cone literally going everywhere from, the entire panhandle of Florida all the way past Florida. And they're talking about Florida, Alabama, and the South Carolina, North Carolina coast. That's how long. We need to give these people a little bit more realistic sense of where this thing is going. And I think that that's our job out here. We can't just say, hey, you 4 states, watch out. I'm going to go on record now as to say that this thing is going to ramp up. It's going to be hurricane strength, and it's going to hit somewhere in the panhandle, probably around Tallahassee, the Live Oak area. Okay, is what I'm predicting. Which, of course, this thing is going to become a monster. So we're talking about Jacksonville. Look out.
Now we are looking at the latest model data, and let's bring that up again. The latest model data, as part of our IMAP weather software, we're showing you right now. That is the latest model runs, and right there in the middle, you can see that is our National Hurricane Center track, which then shifted east at 11 a.m. It originally had been in the center of the state, where it is technically right now, and then they shifted it west to the Panhandle. But now it's come back east to where it couldn't be making a landfall, and really, it's very hard to predict right now, and I don't want to put anyone right in the spotlight, but really the whole west coast of Florida needs to look out. That's where it's going, folks. It's going towards Florida. That's what we're officially saying right now. It's going to parallel the west coast of Florida, so cities like Fort Myers, Tampa. You were right in the middle. Some of the models are saying it's going to hit Fort Myers, but travel more north than Charlie did, so where instead of exiting out of Daytona Beach, it would exit out of Jacksonville. Again, very early to tell right now. We will know more once it's fully out in the ocean. We want to see if the center is going to reform anywhere, Vinny. And it is a very, very dangerous situation right now.
And of course, if it's exiting Jacksonville, Southeast Georgia needs to be prepared too, because it'll still have plenty of strength by the time it gets there.
Yeah, our friends just north of us. Really, anyone in this path, you're definitely going to be seeing, obviously, soaking rains. And in Florida, we are going to be seeing those winds. In Jacksonville, like we said yesterday, Michelle Jacobs from CBS 47 tells me that our bridges were closed down in 2004 because of 35 to 40 mile per hour sustained winds. That is what we are at least expecting as of right now. So come Tuesday and Wednesday and possibly into Thursday, our bridges may be closed. And then we have to get into the subject of school closings.
Yeah, school starts up Monday for all the kids in the Jacksonville area.
Yeah, Duval County schools do start Monday, and a lot of the other surrounding counties. Now, Georgia, Brantley County, I know in Georgia, I believe Glenn County, all started last week. But the first day of school for Duval County and a lot of the surrounding counties is Monday. And we are expecting this storm to be giving us its prime effects on Wednesday. So if we need Tuesday to prepare for this storm, we are wondering what the DCPS is trying to do. What do you think they're going to do?
I think they're going to take a backseat as usual. I know that that's sometimes a little hard to say, but they'll probably wait until the last minute to make a decision instead of kind of making it right now. I know that the thing is out there a little far, but every single model, Nick, is showing this thing coming our way, and we're going to get some very serious effects of this thing. I mean, they ought to just push this thing off for 1 week. I know that that's a lot of time, but there's no sense in because then we talk about damage also,
Right.
and you could be without power for the whole rest of the week after Wednesday, and then what are you going to do?
Now let's go back to Francis, and there on your screen right now you can see that is some of our video back from Francis that was featured on the local ABC and NBC affiliates here in Jacksonville, First Coast News. And back in 2004 during Hurricane Francis, that hurricane you just saw there, we did suffer major power outages and major school closings. Schools were closed in Duval County for a week. Yeah, that storm hit, it was at a Category 2 hurricane, which is what we're expecting Fay to at least be. And it hit 300 miles south of Jacksonville, and the closest point it was in Jacksonville. It was a tropical storm over Tallahassee, 200 miles away from Jacksonville. Yet we had major power outages. Some of us were without power for a week. Luckily us here on the south side, we're only without power for about 2 days. But really, this is probably what we're going to be seeing.
Well, Nick, 2 days in this kind of heat is a long time to go without power. So, you folks out there, you need to prepare. You need to get your stuff ready because, like it or not, this one's coming, folks.
And folks, we will be keeping you updated 24/7 on our web channel, 2alive.com. You can always check out your Storm Center 2 forecast. That's, of course, under the banner link, Storm Center 2. We have our tropical section up. Also, our Jacksonville weather, powered by Ham Weather. And also our IMAP weather, which is powered by Google Earth. And, of course, we're going to be continuing to bring you breaking news broadcasts on Tropical Storm Fay. That's our #1 concern right now throughout the weekend and into next week, as Fay continues to have her eyes set on the state of Florida. I'm Nick Lowley.
And I'm Vinny Lowley.
Thank you for joining us.